Hi everyone, and hello from Munich. So this is a video I've been thinking about making for a while after talking to different voice actors of varying levels of experience. There's a lot of different struggles that we all go through, and this is just a video to go into a lot of insights into what it's actually like to be a voice actor and why you should keep going. The first thing I want to touch on is time, and time to success. So I've spoken to a few people who are like, oh, I'm going to give it like a year to 18 months and then just see how it goes. Don't put a timeline on it. So first of all, if I include everything, I've been voice acting for about 10 years. Now, you may say like, what, 10 years? That's crazy. And you've never heard of me. But that's not what it's about. So yeah, 10 years of voice acting in various forms. Am I a household name? No. Do I care? Kind of sometimes, maybe, but it's not what it's about. Like, I love doing the work. I love voice acting. And it's one of those things that you shouldn't put a timeline on because you never know when your big break or whatever is going to be. So if you're into voice acting for success, it's not for you. I always say the hardest part of this industry is keeping going. And that's 100% true. So I used to have the same idea of like, oh, how long should I give it? Or maybe if it doesn't work after this long, then I give up. But I couldn't. Like, I love voice acting so much and I've always wanted to do it. Yes, I would like to do it full time, but it's a very difficult dream. Like, not many people get to voice act full time. Even a lot of people who get a lot of work have something else to supplement it. They're a streamer, or they do other side gigs, or they have other side passions going on. It's very, very difficult to do voice acting full time. And if you want to work in like big video games and like do big animation projects, and you see other people doing it and you're like, oh, I could do that, then yeah, you can. But it takes a lot of work. You have to hone your craft. You have to constantly improve as an actor. You have to put yourself out there, and you have to just audition. But Sam, if you've been doing it 10 years and you're not a household name or famous or in some really big stuff, why should I listen to you? Because I'm the majority of voice actors. Okay, the minority are the ones who get the big breaks and do the big stuff and are very, very well known. And an even fewer amount of people are the ones who get a big break pretty quickly. Now, with the evolution of social media, it's even harder to keep going because you see people around you all the time succeeding. Because of course, everyone shares their success on social media. That's what we do. We share all the positive stuff, we share how great things are, and it can even look better than it actually is. Like, you know, you see everyone's show reel. You don't see what's actually going on behind the scenes. So another thing that I say very often is don't judge your progress and your success by what others are doing. Because you carve your own path, you have your own life, you have your own experiences, you have your own talents to bring, and only you have that, okay? No one else has that. They're doing their thing, you do your thing, and if anything, you support each other in this industry, and we all celebrate every success. Overall, I just want to also repeat that having a cool voice or being able to do impressions doesn't mean you can be a voice actor. You have to learn how to act, and you have to act well. And on top of that, you have to be able to put yourself out there, audition, market yourself, promote yourself, like here on social media. And you also just have to be prepared for a lot of rejection. Rejection is most of the job. You may get no reply, you may get a no, you may get 100 no's before you even get a yes. And that's just part of the job. Another thing that's very, very important is that you have to be good to work with, okay? So nobody's gonna wanna work with you if you're difficult, or if you're unprepared, or if you're unprofessional. So always be prepared, be professional, know when to shut up. Okay, that's a really, really difficult one, and I had to learn that early on as well because you're excited, you're nervous, you want to jump into every conversation, you want to do a take and then be like, was that okay? Or like, do you want me, I can do that better? Or like, shh, they will tell you, okay? Shut up. But be very good to work with, you know, show up on time just before, like nice and early, but not too early. You know, be well warmed up, make sure you've been drinking lots of water. I don't know, all of the things that is a professional approach, whether that be a directed session, whether it be a self-directed session, whether it be in a studio, or whether it be at home. Always be professional. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is the mental side of voice acting, the mental health side. And it can be really, really tough. It can be a big struggle because you're often working alone all the time, practicing voices, practicing acting in your booth, just alone on a call with a director, or even just recording all of your lines without direction. And that's really tough because you're your own director. And that's another skill in itself. But the mental health side is that you'll contemplate quitting all the time. You'll doubt yourself. You'll have imposter syndrome, especially if you're like a self-trained actor like myself. Like I never went to RADA or Juilliard, but I studied. I studied a lot with like constantly watching scenes that I enjoyed, constantly watching actors that I think are amazing, watching stuff that I think is terrible. So that's something that you should also do. You should absorb every form of media to understand what is good, what is bad, why it's bad. That's the important part. Why it's good, why it's bad. But I just want to say, keep going. If you want it, keep going, because that's the hardest part. All right, I hope that helps. And if you have any other questions or anything else that you want to hear about, or if I can share anything else that can help voice actors, then just let me know, because it's a tough industry and we all need to raise each other up. Have a wonderful day.